Is D-Mart doing well? D-Mart, as we all know, is one of the largest value retail chains in India. Their quarterly numbers just came out, and there's been a lot of buzz about it, and rightly so, considering how big they are. With a market cap of over 2 lakh rupees crore and a price to earnings pay ratio of more than 80, they're a major player. But instead of diving straight into the results, we thought it'd be better to first look at D-Mart's business model and what makes it tick. D-Mart's success boils down to a simple yet powerful insight: Indians are value conscious, and we love discounts. Their strategy is built around this core idea. D-Mart follows the everyday low cost, everyday low price (EDLC/EDLP) model. This means they focus on procuring goods at the most competitive prices, achieving efficiency in operations and distribution, and passing those savings on to customers by offering consistently low prices. In short, they deliver value for money in a way that keeps customers coming back. Source: D-Mart's press release. Here's how D-Mart's model works in practice. They buy in bulk and pay their suppliers quickly. This gives them the upper hand in negotiations, allowing them to get better deals, lower prices, bigger discounts, and faster deliveries. Unlike many other retailers that delay payments to vendors, D-Mart has built strong trust with its suppliers. In return, they get favorable terms. Another part of their strategy is selling their own products, known as private labels. These private labels offer better margins because D-Mart controls the manufacturing process and cuts out the middlemen. The cost savings from all this are passed directly to customers. It's not about flashy discounts during sales, it's about keeping everyday prices so low that people know D-Mart is the best place to shop. But that's not the only way they save money. D-Mart owns most of its stores instead of renting them. Renting retail space, especially in metro cities, can be very expensive. By owning their properties, D-Mart protects itself from rising rental costs. Their stores are also designed to maximize space, packing in as many products as possible while keeping costs low. This allows them to sell more while spending less. Another key part of D-Mart's strategy is its cluster-based expansion. Instead of opening stores randomly across the country, they focus on growing in specific regions, one cluster at a time. This approach helps them streamline operations, improve supply chain efficiency, and build brand loyalty in each area. It's a deliberate, slow and steady strategy that ensures they grow sustainably without overstretching. Finally, D-Mart's throughput, how much product they sell per square foot, is another factor that sets them apart. Their stores consistently generate some of the highest sales per square foot in the retail industry because they focus on stocking fast-moving, high-demand items. Every inch of store space is optimized to move products quickly and efficiently, which is critical for their low-margin, high-volume model. Their shelves are packed with everyday essentials like groceries, cleaning products, and household goods, things people need regularly. This keeps customers coming back again and again. For D-Mart, it's all about volume, selling a lot of products, even if the profit margin on each item is small. That said, things aren't perfect for D-Mart. There's been growing chatter about how quick commerce is starting to impact their business. D-Mart's core strength has always been customer loyalty, but with more people prioritizing convenience over cost, it'll be interesting to see how they adapt to this challenge. Now, let's dive into their quarterly results to see how they're holding up in this changing landscape. For Q3 FY25, D-Mart reported revenue growth of 17.5% year-on-year, reaching 15,973 crore rupees. Their net profit stood at 724 crore rupees, reflecting a year-on-year growth of about 5%. While the top line looks strong, the margins tell a different story. Source: Tijori Finance. D-Mart's net profit margin dropped to 4.53%, down from 5.09% a year ago and 4.57% in the previous quarter. The management pointed to increased discounting in the FMCG category as one of the main reasons for this margin squeeze. Source: D-Mart's press release. The same-store sales growth, SSSG, an important metric for retailers, stood at 8.3% for stores older than 2 years. This is a decent recovery compared to the last quarter but still reflects the pressure of a challenging economic environment. Several factors have impacted margins. First, the rising share of low-margin food and FMCG products in D-Mart's sales mix continues to weigh on overall profitability. Categories like general merchandise and apparel, which typically have higher margins, have seen stagnant growth. In other words, D-Mart isn't selling enough high-margin items to balance out the growing share of essential, low-margin products. Source: D-Mart. Secondly, higher discounting by FMCG companies to stay competitive in metro markets has further squeezed D-Mart's margins, as we mentioned earlier. D-Mart's rapid expansion has also added to cost pressures. They opened 10 new stores this quarter, bringing their total store count to 387. While this growth is important, new stores take time to mature and start contributing meaningfully to profits. For now, they add to operating expenses. Now, let's talk about quick commerce and how it's impacting D-Mart. The rise of players like Blinkit, Zepto, and Swiggy Instamart has changed the way urban customers shop for groceries. For some, convenience is becoming more important than cost. D-Mart has responded with D-Mart Ready, its e-commerce arm, which has shown a 21.5% growth year-to-date in FY25. However, shifting to e-commerce is tricky for a low-margin business like D-Mart's. Home delivery significantly increases operational costs compared to the in-store model. In their earnings release, D-Mart acknowledged this, saying, "In the rapidly evolving dynamics of the grocery e-commerce market, we are seeing significantly more demand for home delivery compared to pickup points, and we continue to align our business accordingly." Source: D-Mart's press release. One last update, they announced that D-Mart's CEO, Neville Noronha, is stepping down after more than 2 decades with the company. Anshul Asawa, a former Unilever veteran, will take his place.